I'm going to splurge our administrative fund needs the money, but I have a happy 20 for a couple of reasons. I mean, the enthusiasm that's been going about within the club, I really appreciate all the people that are doing that. But to top that off for me, over the weekend, I was able to get down to Butler County and hold my 11-week-old great-granddaughter.
Oh my God.
What's her name?
What's her name, Dean?
Huh?
What is her name?
Sophia.
Sophia.
Geez, you could have called her Candy.
Call her Dean.
Can't Dean be a girl's name?
I had a happy dollar. I'm going to be spending Christmas with 3 little boys.
Oh, yes, that is wonderful.
Yeah. Ashton, Ezra, and Jameson. And you know what they call me?
Grandma?
Grandma Candy Cane.
I'm gonna throw one more happy buck in there. I'm sure everybody saw the nice article about Fred that was in the paper,
Yeah.
leaving, well, also Mark was mentioned in there as well. Leaving the city council, going to the school board, and it's nice to have people that don't mind doing a lot of work for sometimes a lot of grief.
Sure.
I'm ready.
Okay. Thank you, Madam President. Our speaker today is a graduate of Bradford Area High School, born and raised in Bradford. He also graduated from the University of Pittsburgh. He's married and has 5 children, 2 are adopted. He's into foster care along with his wife and their family. He's employed by Zippo Manufacturing as a Director of Employee Relations. He's also a Bradford Township Supervisor, so anybody who has any complaints in Bradford Township?
All the other 2 supervisors.
But some other time, you know, if we need to. He's also the Health Fund President. So here today talking about the Health Fund is Ed Hayden. Please give him one round of applause.
A little odd with a formal introduction because I know most everybody. But I'll take it. Thank you for having me. I shared with Greg and that I remember being asked to do this, and it just seems like not too awful long ago, but when I think back of it, it's been quite a while since I was up here talking with Kiwanis. So happy to always talk about the Elk Fund. It's an organization that you know, it's pulls at our heartstrings, right? So Greg mentioned my wife and I have done foster care for about 10 years now, and that certainly pulls at your heartstrings. We won't get into that because that kind of takes you away from the Christmas spirit, but in one direction or another. But so the Elk Fund, obviously most know the Elk Fund to be an organization that, you know, is only active during the holidays, but that's far from the truth, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But I have just a few notes. Actually, I made them very short so that I can talk a lot. But we've actually been around since 1983. We are celebrating 42 years this year, and can't say enough about our board of directors. We are a 100% volunteer organization. We are proud to say that we have minimal overhead. We have minimal expenses. We are 100% donation driven. We have annual fundraiser, mail-in donation, and also obviously our Festival of Trees, which was a huge success this year. We have an office that's donated by the University of Pittsburgh. So when I say minimal overhead, I mean minimal overhead. We got rid of our cell phone a couple years ago because we really had. So 1983, we'll go back to that date. Many in this room remember my good friend Woody Woodruff. And a couple other local businessmen who, at the time of the recession, recognized a great need. A need of many people like us sitting in this room that just needed a little help, a little boost. And that is what started the Elf Fund. Hey, we need to help these people, we need to give them a hand, we need to make sure that their kids have a good Christmas this year. And that was supposed to last for 1 year. Here we are, 42 years later. Greg had asked me, well, how long have you been president? I'm like, you know what, I don't really even know, but I think somebody told me, I think 13 years. And I try to give it away every year, but nobody wants it. So I made a deal with the board of directors this year. I said, listen, nobody raised their hand. I said, but I'm busy. And when I do things, I like to do it right. So I want to make sure that, this organization continues to go in a good direction. So I'm going to delegate a whole lot more this year if you want me as your president. So that's what we're doing. And boy, we had a good year. Again, can't say enough about my board of directors. So our board of directors are comprised of local business folk. We've got bankers, we've got educators, we've got business owners, and of course, cool HR people like myself, right? Not so cool. And again, during the recession, it was all about the children and the parents who just needed a little boost. And 10 or 15 years ago, somewhere in between there, we decided that, hey, you know what, we've got local senior citizens who are either shut in, don't have family locally, or maybe just forgotten about, that also could use a boost on Christmas morning. So they became part of the Elf Fund. So now we became helping the children of local need and also our senior citizens. And since then, and now fast forward 42 years later, we are helping more than we ever have. I shared this with Woody's wife Thursday evening a couple weeks ago that, and I don't care if you think I'm weird or not, but I still talk to Woody every once in a while. I either say, Woody, you gotta help me out, or Woody, how am I doing, or my God, where are you, man? So, we are active all year round. In many ways, we're kind of a silent partner, because one of my goals as leading this organization is breaking that darn chain of poverty. We do see some folks that come back every year, and my hope is that once we see you once, we don't see you again. And in many cases, that is the case. And my favorite, and one of my goals is that once we see you on that side, that you are coming back. This happens quite often. The next year, they're knocking on the door, hey, remember me from last year? I'm good now. Thank you. What can I do to help? That's what I like to see, and we do see that. That's my goal. So how do we get there? Well, one of the ways that we try to get there in breaking that chain of poverty is embedding ourselves in the school district and getting them young. So we focus a lot on literacy. We sponsor a lot of programs, and I know you're like, really? You don't hear about this, and that's okay. We're not out to boast. We like to be the silent partners. We sponsor a lot of programs quietly. We sponsor the Reading Under the Lights program. We sponsor back to So, let's talk about some other things that we do throughout the year, and I'm going to talk about two different things right now, because everybody knows what we do with the children. I'm gonna talk about some numbers, because I'm a numbers guy. I don't know why I'm in HR, but I'm a numbers guy. But first I wanna talk about our seniors, because this is kind of I'm gonna call it an epic year for us, because as I announced at our kickoff breakfast here a few weeks ago, we were getting so close, and I'm like, wow, what's happening? What's happening? And then we hit it. And when I say we hit it, we hit a record number of senior citizens that we're gonna hit this year, and that's two that we're gonna help this year, and that's 202 senior citizens that we're gonna be able to help this year, and that's the record that I'm aware of in the history of the Outline. And we didn't do it by accident. We did that by a lot of people that have big hearts that helped us. A lot of these senior citizens are in nursing homes that aren't gonna have anybody to come visit them. So we wanted to make sure by reaching to our connections within those nursing facilities like the Ecumenical Home, the Bradford Manor, the Pavilion, and the Senior Center, that we make sure that we capture everybody. Not just, hey, do you have anybody that wants a gift? No, we're actually kind of knocking on the door and saying, let's make sure we capture everybody. We're not gonna just say, let us know who wants one. Did we get everybody? Are you sure? So, this year we added a new board member, Carol Steck from the Senior Center. And that's a great addition to our board of directors. And when I say I've got a great board of directors, we do. And when we go to select a new member, we do it strategically to make sure that we are, I want to say evenly dispersed within the community, but strategically capturing good areas that will benefit both the community and us somehow to be able to do the work of the ELF. So we have educators on our board, we have teachers, we have, I'm gonna talk about Lori and one of the special programs that we have here real quick. We've got a banker, we've got a tax advisor, we've got business owners, like I said. So we're very well versed so that we can make great decisions as a board of directors, as a board. Because we take our donor money very seriously. We don't spend unwisely. We know that money that comes in, if it was my money going to an organization, I would want to make sure that that money was spent wisely. And that's one of the other main reasons. So seniors, 202 we're going to help this year. Throughout the year, and specifically every month, the ELF Fund sponsors our local seniors by donating $750 worth of Chamber of Commerce gift certificates to the Senior Center. The Senior Center will then have a lottery, and that lottery is a random draw for the Senior Center, the seniors that go down there, and those winners take those Chamber certificates and they'll utilize those extra funds for help with groceries, toiletries, medications, and things of that nature. Our treasurer was off or sick one month, and we missed 1 month unintentionally. Boy, did we hear about it. Boy, did we hear about it. So
That's a donation monthly?
it's a donation monthly. So I jokingly say, boy, did we hear about it, but it strengthens the fact of how much it's needed by our seniors. Fixed income, the needs of the fact that medications are, obviously skyrocketing for all of us. So we make sure that, as a matter of fact, at the time, I think we were only doing $500 a month, and we voted to increase that. So, we also do throughout the year, in addition to all the other programs and events within the school, within the community, you'll see us, call special cases. So if we are made aware of a special circumstance that will fall within our guidelines, and our guidelines are, I don't wanna say broad, but they are strict at the same time. So a special case may be a family that, well, here's a good scenario. A family whose house is burnt, and they have no insurance. And we have vetted out the fact that this is not, you know, a fraudulent case, or, they have a true need. We have resources to vet that all out. We will help them in some fashion. We won't give them money necessarily, but we will make sure that they have a place to stay. If the Red Cross has not been there, and, you know, we're not duplicating any services, that's another thing that we make sure of. Most recently, and I'm gonna jump into our other, group of individuals that we help that most people don't know about. You know, we do talk about it at our kickoff breakfast as a regular monthly, program that we support. And this is within the school district. This is a group called Unaccompanied Minors. Has anybody ever heard of this? For those who haven't, there is a group of children, and they could be of any age. Mostly they are teenagers approaching the age of 18 that have no parental figure in their life. They are not within the system. They are not within CYS care. They are basically, some call, couch surfers. They are, under the care of, I don't wanna say under the care of, but they are, I just lost my thought. Anyway, there is an organization or a group within the school district that provides this group with necessities to, while they are trying to be an adult or forced into adulthood, they are also allowed to be a child. When I say be a child, be able to enjoy some of the activities like going to the movies or going to McDonald's, all while making sure that they are supported financially or within housing or something of that nature. So we are very fortunate to have Lori Peace on our board, who is also a caseworker employed by the school district. She works with these children firsthand. That is her job. So we support that program 150%. We had a case brought to us, and this is a perfect example of a special circumstance just last week, 2 days before Thanksgiving, of all times, where a teenage girl, 16 years old, is pregnant, was kicked out of her home by her, gotta be careful how much I say here too, because there's some confidentiality things I have to not break. Boyfriend and girlfriend, were together, just put it this way, they had no place to go. They were kicked out of the home that they were staying in. Middle of the night, were forced to spend the night under the Elm Street Bridge. Okay, this is just a couple weeks ago. The next day, the school district was involved. Lori became involved, and it is part of her job to take care of these kids as well as from the school district perspective. So Lori began to get all the resources involved that she could, and housing was one of those resources. She works with public housing to try to get housing for these students. And she struck out after a couple avenues of, no housing available, working with, and this is right before a holiday, so keep in mind, people starting to go on vacation, offices starting to close. One option that became a potential was the Econo Lodge. that is another, service that we provide, and that is the unaccompanied minor. So that is an extreme scenario. Monthly, we provide gift cards to Walmart to get supplies, whether it's, school supplies, whether it's, we provide gift certificates, we provide gas cards so that they can get around, we provide, tickets to, go to the movies, McDonald's, things like that, so that they can enjoy a little bit of being a child, or doing teenage things, in addition to being forced into adulthood a little bit earlier. So, didn't mean to be Debbie Downer, but I can tell you that that young couple was so happy, and, right before the holidays, and, my wife has a big heart, by the way. She gets mad at me a lot, by the way. She was mad at me this morning. I can't remember why. But anyway, she's got a huge heart. So, she said, so you invited them over for Thanksgiving, right? And I'm like, yes, I will. Lori had already beat me to it, but, she could not get in touch with them. They're very private, but we did deliver Thanksgiving to them. So they were well taken care of. They were so appreciative of it. They cried to Lori, and they didn't know how to say thank you because they never had anybody care for them. So that's what the Elf Fund is all about. Helping people that we don't know. So some good news this year, I guess. In addition to the 202 senior citizens that we're going to help, we have 202 families that we're going to also help, which is a huge number for us. Within that 202 families, we have 475 children that are going to be provided gifts this year. That's a big number. Now, when that comes out of my mouth, you might think, wow, the Elf Fund is doing that. No, we're not. The community is. You are. We put the tags out there, they're gone. And this year's been an amazing year because I just dropped off maybe a couple last minute tags, and we've got a deadline for application, and our board's a huge, we all have huge hearts, right? So we always take the last minute ones, or I forgot, or I didn't see, or somebody came in last minute and said, hey, I got a need, I wasn't at the time, but I do now, and of course, we don't have many tags left that didn't get taken on all of our businesses. So, Patsy Aerosmith and the crew that are down there accepting gifts right today is our first drop-off day. They don't have many tags to go by for right yet, so that's a great sign out of 202 families. So, a lot of new businesses this year have wanted to take tags, which is awesome. It's a win-win, right? So it's great that they, it's a well advertised, hey, go get your tags at the grocery stretcher, or Bella Capelli, or Leo's. Leo's is, I can't keep enough tags at that place. They love it. I don't even have the door open. Hey, where you been? I'm like, geez, I had to print some more. So great community support, it really is, really is. And of course, I can't ever say enough about John and Jeannie Satterwhite being our sponsors since the very beginning, day one. Woody went to John and said, John, will you help us? Absolutely. And they still support us to this day, every day. And, obviously so many businesses and donors, and the silent donors, and, my employer, obviously, and George, Duke, and everybody. I mean, I can't sit up here and start naming them because I know I'll forget, and that's my biggest downfall, so. That is my spiel to you today. Appreciate you having me up here, and I hope I've given a little bit of background on the Elf Fund, but we're going strong 42 years later. Anybody have any questions?
Do you want to talk about
I forgot about the senior event, and I even wrote it here. So Greg asked me one question. So for many, many years, right after our distribution day, which is happening next Friday, by the way, that is our big Santa Claus Day distribution always have a senior event, which was, we would go around, we would, get buses from the ATA in the school district, and we would go gather all the seniors at the senior center and take them on a tour of all the lights in town, and then we would take them out to pit for a show. And then COVID hit, and then that obviously went away for a while. So, right after that, this was always Harry Jane Moore's big event. She always, this was her favorite. And we wanted to keep that tradition alive after Harry Jane passed away, and we tried. However, the nursing facilities advised against it. Even after COVID kind of went away, they said they would rather not, just due to the difficulty of one, getting folks in and out, two, of the dangers and risks still out there, and we know that there's still some COVID around. So what we chose to do instead, so we didn't let it die, especially not in Harry Jane's memory, we chose to keep it alive in a different way. We found that each facility likes to celebrate a little bit differently, so the Elk Fund has since sponsored holiday events in each facility separately. We will let them do their own thing. The Elk Fund sponsors it. Everybody is different, so we can't just hire a marching band to go into all these facilities because it might not work for everybody. So we let them pick what they want to do, and the Elk Fund's behind it. Thank you, Greg. Chief person, I even wrote it down in big letters. Trying not to look at my notes. So I
Well, that's something I didn't know about.
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
know it
thank you.
changed, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So first of all, you may or may not know how closely your mission aligns with ours. We're all about changing the world one child at a time. And I'm personally, my life has been as an educator, teaching English as a second language, and when I moved here, teaching illiterate people. So what do you have besides, we are giving away books, thousands of books all the time. Do you buy books from Scholastic?
We do, yes, we do. We
We
buy
can.
them, and we buy them by age. We have worked with Heather Bell for many years, and usually when we buy, we stockpile. And we really don't buy, probably about every 2 to 3 years, we'll end up needing to buy again. Depends on how many events we go through and how many we distribute. But we will actually utilize the school district's account, and we get,
Well, Kiwanis actually is a partner too.
is that right?
Scholastic,
Okay.
yeah,
There we go.
so we
Yeah.
have that ourselves.
Yeah.
So, we give away thousands of books, and we have recently had a number of people reading the GGB, reading it at Start. Well, maybe this was going to be something to tell the group, but, we have K-Kids, which is one of it's the School Street kids. They're gonna make, 70 of these for the seniors at the pavilion and take them there. So we've got the kids and the older people, but what do you have going on for literacy besides giving money in books?
That is all for this year, so, we're right in our busy season right now, so I've got a list that I wanna review with our board for next year. I wanna propose more education for parents. Right. We let the school district do their thing with the children as much as they can. But when they get home, what happens? We don't know, right? So, budgeting, break that chain of poverty. Continuing, maybe parents can't read, so
Yeah.
adult classes. I can put me on the spot. We tried this one thing a couple years ago. And I think what we decided was, is there needed to be, or we wanted there to be the next round, some level of incentivization for the parents to come out a little bit more than what we got. And I think that's gonna be one of the topics that we really need to decide upon, is what is that? Without touching donor money.
first moved back and I was starting something at the library for literacy for adults, I learned very quickly that it's a mandate for IU9 to do that, which is a great thing, and so I had to become aligned with them. But then I learned that they, the government, whatever, considers literacy being ready for a job, which is a great thing. But if somebody can't read a recipe or a street sign, and you can teach them to do that, I think that's a good thing too.
Yeah.
So, just bear in mind, I'm interested in literacy, we all are. Wow, everything you're doing is a lot.
And thank you very much.
Thank you all. I will let you get back to your meeting and I'll get back to work.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
That's good, yeah.
I didn't hear it
Oh,
before.
thank you.
Anybody who heard it before,
Thank
hear it again, it's kind of like.
Have a good day, everybody.
Right.
Great presentation, thank you, Ed.
You're welcome.
We have 50/50s?
We do. 16 cards remain. The King of Hearts is in there. $209.
Ooh.
And the last four are 4380.
She's still looking.
4380.
I can't read it. I don't have my readers.
No, that wasn't this one was yours. That was yours.
Don.
Go get him.
1 out of 16.
Go, anything but the King of Hearts. Just one.
Wait a minute. Nobody's ever done that before. That's a picture.
Oh, it's a king.
Jack and Club.
Do
Good
whatever you
job.
want.
Yeah, sure have.
Just a couple of announcements. Did everyone see the email from Tom Harp? He just asked that I extend his appreciation for our club's, generous donation to the Governor's Project Bucks for Babies, so I told him I
Did
would.
we do something with those items?
They're still in my office, but they're going to destinations.
Okay, good.
And then I also wanted to share, Capers practice is, Sunday, December 7th from 12 to 6. And then next weekend, Saturday, the 13th from 12 to 5, and Sunday, 12 to 6. If anyone has time, you can stop by.
Contact me.
Where is it?
Starlit Dance Connection on Russell Boulevard.
And if you can only come for half an hour or something, just to see what's going on, that's great. I mean,
Just to show our support.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you can stay a little longer,
Yeah.
because Nancy.
and it's just so much fun to see, and then to interact with the parents, some of them are sitting there bored out of their minds. They're waiting.
Let's see, and then just to remind you, next week's speaker is Taylor Tarity. Did I get his name right?
That's what I call
Director of the Maryland Horn Museum and Exhibit Center, so that should be interesting as well. So do we have,
I have something just came in this morning. Talked to Melissa Cornelius about, well, first of all, to see if the kids could help with the, Kiwanis Craft Days, making snacks like they did last year, but they are going to make these, this month to take to the pavilion. We need, 70. And so if anyone's available on Thursday, seems like we can get into schools without clearances. Thursday, the 18th, from 9:30 to 10:30, to help them make these. And you saw I just made it in like 5 minutes. The kids can make them faster.
And where's that at, Nancy?
That's at the library
Oh, library.
of the, elementary school, School Street.
Oh.
It's really fun to work with those kids, and they are amazing kids. I was going on my way somewhere, pretty day, and the kids and Missy were walking along the sidewalk, and I rolled down the window, she said they were going to read at the preschool,
Oh, nice.
ABC or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
So they do a lot.
Thank you. Pat, you have a thought?
I do, I have two thoughts today, in lieu of a prayer, because we couldn't, nobody was very good at getting a prayer together.
Oh, I have a prayer, Jerry sent me a prayer.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we know that.
All right, then I'm just gonna do one thought. This is a thought that did remind me of the people that run the ELF Fund, and I didn't realize how much it actually applies until listening to Ed's speech. But this is from Mother Teresa, and she says, "Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier."
Thank you. So we'll stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty Creator, we thank you for all our blessings bestowed upon us each day. Each day we pray for our community, our country, and our world, praying for guidance and strength for our leaders and for an end to world disaster, disease, and hunger. During this holiday season, we offer our humble gratitude and thanks to the leaders, volunteers, and community members who lead the efforts of the ELF Fund, providing gifts to many senior citizens and families who otherwise may not have them at Christmas. Our community of Bradford that we call home is so very fortunate to have this caring organization that works tirelessly to serve the needs of others during this joyous Christmas season. Now as we go our separate ways, we ask that you be with us to serve others, led by your example and teachings as we travel life's journey. We pray this in thy heavenly Father's name.